Hi guys, this is Brenda with Keenan Kreations, and today's project will show you how to use the reverse masking technique. To get started, we're going to use Whisper White cardstock. This is 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. I'm going to be working with the Light-Hearted Leaves stamp set, and these images also coordinate with the leaflets, framelits. So for every leaf image here, there's a matching framelit that will die cut that shape for you. We're going to start with the largest image first, using Mossy Meadow ink. And just tap it across your ink pad. And I'm going to stamp one in the bottom corner. And I'll repeat that on the opposite side. Our next color is Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to use this image right here. Now I do kind of fuss a little bit with placement. We'll go to Lost Lagoon next. And I'm trying to imagine where these other images are going to go. So I know I want to have a blue one here. I think I might go this way. And I know the yellow leaf will be here, so I'm going to have the blue one over here. And the last color is Delightful Dijon. And sometimes when you're stamping these for the first time, you'll find that you still have an open area somewhere. So I'm going to put this right about here. And I can see this little space right here would be a good spot for another of the purple leaves. So we'll just ink that up, and we'll grab this corner right here. Now to create a reverse mask, you're going to take just chipboard. I call it chipboard. This is actually the firm piece of cardstock that's in your designer series paper, but any thick paper would work well for this. And I just die cut the leaves probably about 1 inch apart. You don't want them too close to each other. So these have their own little square because that one's really big. And you also want to make sure you're not too close to the edge of the cardstock. And then these are just the different ones that I've done. So what you're going to do is normally when you're masking, you're covering this image here and you're protecting it, right? We're actually covering everything outside of this image. So we're going to set this down, and you can see how you can line this up, and you have a little bit of a border around the edge. Now we're going to use Sponge Daubers, and we're going to use the same ink that we've stamped the leaves in. And just bring that over here and pat that up. I want to remove a lot of that ink before I start sponging. I'd rather it be too light than too dark because you know you can add more ink. So we're going to go in a soft circular motion and start with the edges and just very, very soft. Just a very light sponging of color. And again, start around all the edges first, and then you can kind of fill in the middle. And resist the urge to go too dark because you're not going to like it if you add too much ink. So once you have the color on there, see how I want to go back? The tendency is to want to go back and add more ink, but just don't do it. And then when you remove this, you can see that's the perfect amount of ink. You can still see the detail of the image very clearly, and we're just going to repeat this for the other leaves. So once you have all your sponging done, we're ready to assemble the card. We're going to use Delightful Dijon cardstock, and this is your standard card size, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored down the middle at 4 1/4. And make sure your edges line up nice and neat. I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and this is 2 3/4 by 5.5, and we're going to tear the right edge. So you're going to hold it in your left hand, and you're going to use your right hand to tear towards you. So I just kind of start it off to the edge and just kind of bring that along. And you just inch it along, and you'll get that nice torn edge right on top. We're going to add snail adhesive on the back, so just make sure you go around all your edges. And I like to leave a little border on the left side, but the larger border on the right. I want to have a little bit of texture, so I'm just going to take my fingernail and I'm just going to kind of rough this up a little bit. You could also do this with the edge of your scissors, but I like to use my fingernails. And I'm just kind of scraping it as I go down. Just gives it a little extra texture. So we're going to add adhesive all the way around the edges on the back. We'll add this to the left side of the card. And see, I'm just kind of pushing that over just so you still have that rough edge showing. I've already stamped the greeting in Lost Lagoon, and I've die cut it with this little shape right here. And this is part of the Framelits set that's called Chalk Talk. And we're going to add dimensionals to the back. So add one for each corner. And I'm going to add this right to the bottom right. I repeated those exact same steps to stamp the inside and the envelope. We'll add adhesive around all the edges here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's project. For more ideas, you can visit me at KeenanCreations.com. Thanks and have a great day.